Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, Caden and I are going to film his 2-year update, right?
Daddy was here.
Yeah, say hi.
Hi.
Say how are you?
Hello.
I actually filmed this video yesterday with him and stayed up last night editing it. And out of nowhere, it said, for those of you who vlog and use iMovie, I'm sure you've experienced this before, it came up and said missing camera, and pretty much all of my footage was missing. So I was not a happy camper last night when I went to bed because I had sat on the couch editing for like over an hour and I was super tired last night. And yeah, so the footage was gone. So we are refilming now. Yeah. So if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also if you are new, this is Caden. He will turn 2 October 28th, so he's not 2 yet, but he's pretty much 2. Like I said, we had his appointment. You want your bear book?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute. He had his 2-year appointment yesterday, so I'm just gonna run through what the doctor said, his favorite things right now. Exactly, I know. So yesterday we had his doctor's appointment. It was a good appointment except for the fact that he had to get the flu shot, the Hep A shot, and then
I don't know what to do.
yeah, and he also had to get blood drawn because he's going to have surgery the beginning of November. Really quick, if you are new and you haven't watched the vlog, he needs to get his tonsils and his adenoids removed, so they had to do pre-op blood work, and none of that was fun. Especially the blood work was horrific. He's gotten blood drawn once before. I forget like how old they are when they do that, I think 1. But my husband was there for that, I was not, and yesterday was just like traumatizing for me, but it's over and done with. So for his stats, he is 37 inches, so he's in the 98th percentile for his height, which is just crazy. My husband and I are not tall people. I'm 5'7" or 5'6". My husband, I think, is 5'9". So I feel like he's gonna be a big kid, and he is just under 30 pounds. So that puts him, I think she said, the 87th percentile. It was 80 something, I just can't remember exactly, but he is definitely a big boy. But anyway, I did put a few things in my phone to just go over. Read your book. I did put a few things in my phone to go over. I have horrible pregnant brain and cannot just remember. Caden, stop. Here, you can go on your iPad, okay? Mommy's got to do this. Yeah. He saw his iPad, so that will probably keep him in here with me because iPad. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. So he's going to be a big boy. She said he is growing really well. They also measured his head like they normally do, and they said his head was at the perfect size. I thought, my husband and I always joke that he has a really big head, but they said it was actually normal, so that was good. What else? She was very impressed with his talking. He was putting like 2 and 3 words together, and she said that's really good for his age. Obviously, like you just heard, he's going to have just gibberish and just say things that make absolutely no sense to us, but he knows what he's saying. He's always interacting with us or with, anyone, family, and he looks at you and he knows exactly what he's saying. You may not have no idea, but Caden knows. So it's good that he's doing that. I did have her take a look in his mouth at his molars because I feel like he's been teething now for months and months with these 2-year molars, and it's crazy. The drool, the chewing on things, it's, he's had a few times he's had a low-grade fever, but one time I brought him to the doctor, he wasn't even sick, nothing was going on, no ear infections, anything like that. So she did take a look in his mouth and said that they're really swollen, so that they should be coming through soon. And he does have like a little bit of a rash right here. She said that's also just from the drool. It's nothing to be concerned about. So it was a really good appointment. Everything, you know, was normal on him, and you know, we'll get the blood work back soon, and pray to God everything is normal with that. But yeah, he's a big, healthy, growing boy, and I cannot believe he's about to be 2 years old. It's just crazy. But anyway, so Caden's favorite thing right now, his favorite toy, is definitely cars. Anything cars, trucks. He is absolutely obsessed with them. He has a big box of cars that a friend of us gave us. And then of course I will, you know, buy him like an ambulance or a police car, fire truck, anything like that, you know, if we go to Target. And he's in heaven with it. He absolutely loves it. So that's definitely his favorite thing right now. Whenever we're out in the car driving around, he always points out things to my husband and I. He'll say truck or ambulance, police car. I'm wondering when he's going to get sick of them, but I really don't think it will be anytime soon. His favorite movie is Moana, without a doubt. I have tried other movies. I've tried putting on like Trolls. What else have I tried? A few other things. Pets. And he'll watch it a little bit, but then he always says Moana, Moana, and he just wants to go back to Moana. So we listen to the soundtrack all the time. We have it on in the background. So that is his favorite movie right now. He absolutely loves music, so I'm guessing that's why it's his favorite. Another thing that he loves doing is he goes to swim lessons, and we have a pool as well, so he really enjoys swimming. He's been going to swim lessons since he was 8 months old, so he's very familiar with it. But I would say in the past few months he has really, like, he's just fallen in love with it. He always wants to go swimming. Most nights when my husband gets home from work, if it's not too late, he takes him in the pool and they go in there for like an hour or so, and he can actually like swim. He will kick off the side, you know, underneath the water. It's amazing to see, but that is another one of his favorite things to do. Like, he thoroughly enjoys it and always wants to be in the water, like all the time. He wants to play with the water. When we go on walks, he wants to go down by the intercoastal and just like put his feet in the water. So he's definitely a Florida boy, 100%. He has 2 favorite books right now that we read every single night. One of them is The Snowy Day, and this just started to become one of his favorites. We read it before nap time, we read it at bedtime. I don't know, he has a ton of books. It's actually behind the camera right now. And he just pulled this out and became obsessed with it. So this one, and then Brown Bear, what do you see? This has been his favorite now for literally like just over a month. He is not a hard kid to get to go to bed. He loves to go to bed for the most part. But if he is kind of fussy and doesn't really want to go, if I just tell him, do you want to go read the bear book? He like darts for his room. He loves it. He calls it the bear book. So these are his 2 right now that he is obsessed with. And I try to introduce new books to him, but right now this is all he wants. So it's fine with me. His favorite food. That is tough. Caden eats pretty much everything. I'm trying to really think if there's one thing that he 100% will not eat, and I really don't think there is. He eats everything. But if I had to say like one thing that he favors, that he will eat like no matter what time it is or even if he's full, is fruit. Loves fruit. I feel like most kids do love fruit. Raspberries, blueberries, watermelon, pineapple, kiwi, pears, it doesn't matter. He will eat it. He does eat everything else. He eats meat, fish, vegetables, you know, rice, whatever, but that's like his go-to is fruit. So Caden knows his colors, his numbers, and we are also doing the alphabet right now. He will just like point colors out all the time if we're walking. He'll say yellow or green. He can count to 10, and like can look at numbers and say 5 or 8, you know, he knows what they are, and we're just trying to get past 10 now, so we're getting up to like 15 to get him to actually know how to pronounce it. But he's doing really well with it. And then, like I said, the alphabet we're working on. I did buy this toy off of Amazon. It's the VTech Alphabet Apple, and he really enjoys it. They have like several different things you can do here on the side, and we usually do the quiz time. So it'll say like, where's K, where's F, and he'll press it and then it cheers, and he goes absolutely nuts every time for it. So that's really helping him. So I got it off of Amazon. It's not hard to find or anything, but I'll link it down below in the description box if you guys want to check it out. I really don't remember the price, but it was not expensive at all. But it's just fun, and there's a bunch of different things that they can do on it. So for discipline, we have introduced timeouts probably just a couple of months ago, and since we've introduced it, are you dancing? Since we've introduced it, he's only had to go to TO like 4 or 5 times, and it was mainly for throwing things, usually his Matchbox cars. It wasn't even always out of anger or anything, but he would like chuck them across the room, and when we would tell him not to do it, he would just do it again. So at first he kind of thinks it's like a joke. If you ask him if he wants to go in timeout, he will say yeah, but the second that you put him in the corner, he realizes that he's in trouble, and he usually will start to cry or whine. And I'll just have him sit there for a minute and then get down to, you know, eye level with him and explain to him what he did wrong, why he was in timeout, and what he shouldn't do. And then we, you know, always like hug it out after, and then he's good. So that has been the main reason why he's going in timeout, was throwing things. And since we've introduced it, he has really, really like calmed down with that. Like when I say he was kind of bad with it, he was bad with it. Like he just would like throw things, and like I said, it wasn't even out of anger. He would just like be silly, but he would throw them across the room at like furniture, or I almost got nailed by a car once. So some people probably think that he's too young to introduce timeout. I don't know. I try not to read into like books and stuff like that too much about that or with that, because Kaden, he's just literally taking all of his clothes out of the drawers and throwing them. Oh, yeah, he's gonna put it back. It's okay, I'll refold them. What's one more thing to add to my list? Is Mommy's middle name Cinderella? Yeah, Mommy's phone. Is Mommy's name Cinderella? What was I saying? Oh. So I try not to like stress out about that too much. I'm not into hitting my child. I don't see my husband and I ever spanking him. It's just, I'd rather just talk to him about what he did wrong and explain it. But some people spank their children, and that's, you do you, I do me. But the timeouts seem to be working. So we haven't had to do it in a while, thankfully, but as long as it's working and he's understanding what he's doing wrong and fixing it, then in my books, that's a plus. We've also been having him pick up his toys and do like little chores like that. Picking up his toys, when he's done with something, throwing it out in the garbage. And he actually likes doing it. That's like a win-win. Like, I just think that's amazing. But yeah, we've been having him do that, put his toys away, throw things out when he's done. And then as he gets a little bit older, you know, I'll have him do other things. But he is still young. You know, he's still just learning. So that's as far as we've taken it right now with like chores at this age. Not sure. Hey, Kaden, where's baby sister? Yeah. Can you give her a kiss? Oh, you're such a good boy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up or leave a comment down below about what your toddler is doing at this point. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. There's also a bell notification that you can hit so that whenever I upload a video, you will be notified. Usually it sends like a text message and an email. Kaden, can you say bye, guys?
Bye, guys.
Say thanks for watching. Reeve, say bye.
Bye.